What's up, guys? Jersey Texan here. Today I wanted to go talk to you about this little fellow. For those of you who saw my last hunting video, I came across this skull towards the end. And so it's a 3-pointer, 2 with a kicker. Beautiful. Seemed to be intact, so it had to have been there for quite some time. No flesh. All the teeth are intact. Probably just need to take out the cartilage. No brain. Back, just a beautiful, beautiful skull. And what we're going to do here today is, with the help of my YouTube friends and community and other hunters, perhaps like yourselves, some great tips on how to clean and turn this into a perfect mount. So stay tuned. Thanks for stopping by. Let's go check it out. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm going to take the deadhead skull, got a 5-gallon bucket, and we'll see that it fits right there gently, fits really well in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and put some water and hydrogen peroxide up until right before the horns. Alright, so I filled the 5-gallon bucket up with some water up to its horns, and then I put in 3% hydrogen peroxide. No big deal. And already it's taken off dirt or some excess stuff. But what I'll do is I'll come back in an hour, check on it, and we'll let you know. Alright, so it's been about an hour and a half. Again, I filled up the water till I reached the horns, and put about a half a cup of the 3% hydrogen peroxide. See, it's really bubbling. What I'll do now is I'll just set them out to dry. And check up in on them. Flesh has been taken out for a long time. Hopefully the peroxide will have removed some excess, but all in all it looks pretty good. What I'll do is let them dry, air dry, and continue the process. Alright, as it's almost completely drying, I'm going to glue some of these bones together with crazy glue, just because I grew up with it and it's a known brand and had it in the top drawer. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue this together and set it in place, and just some other areas where I feel like it should just come together. And I'll probably wind up gluing some of these teeth in the base, just so they don't fall out over time. Okay, so moving right along, what I did was I crazy glued some important pieces together, the nose, made them together, and a lot of the teeth, kind of put it in there so they just don't fall out. What I did next was put a bag around the base of the horns, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to whiten the skull, and I don't want to get any on the antlers. Got my dish and my brush, And using Salon Care 40, got this at Sally's Beauty for really inexpensive, less than $2 or $3. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to start brushing and whitening the skull. Just using a regular 1-inch throwaway brush, utilizing the pizza box from last night. And really just want to get in every space. So I used Salon Care 40 and it didn't come out as white as I wanted to, so what I did was I purchased this Quick White from the same store. It's a powder mixture, powder lightener, and when I mixed the two of those, it did get whiter, but I do want it a shade whiter. So while I go and mix this and add another coat, we're gonna go and watch the video on how I found them. Okay, so about 10 minutes ago I bumped a doe as I was walking along. It's actually the real first visual I had this whole season, and I hope I got on the last video set. But what I wanted was some, also wanted some signs of, I want to see a buck, antlers, but walking through brambles, a lot of bramble bushes, a lot of places that people or hunters or hikers don't naturally walk through, and I'm sure I'll see all the small punctures and little nicks on my body when later on. But what a beautiful find. Look at this. I'm not sure how long it's been here. I'm sure it's real. cool is that? I don't know how real or fake it is, since it's my first time seeing one. But it's a 3, and then 3 on the other side. Look at this beautiful skull. Beautiful specimen. So I might just I was thinking about just walking away at this point. Last day of the deer hunt season, and I got this buddy. Fantastic. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Here's the spot. I'm gonna mark it on my Onyx map, but it's rather wooded and uninhabited by most humans, I believe. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. We're just gonna let this dry. Make sure nothing happens to him, buddy. So I've allowed it to dry after a couple of days. Put a couple layers on it, and after about a week we are at a point where I'm just going to shave off any excess. But I'm really pleased with how white it is, and this is the shade that I am going to leave it at. Nothing compared to the snow we received here in Jersey. But from here, I'm just going to take off this tape and stain the antlers. Now the tape is off, and you can see the difference between that color and the skull and the bleaching. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a wood stain, provincial, and that's just my choice of color. And I'm going to be extra careful not to get it on the skull. I'm just gonna probably just start dabbing and work around there. So and as you apply each layer, if you want to make it darker, you just go over it, add a second layer. But right now I'm really impressed with the sheen in this color. I'm sure it'll dry differently. It's just really beautiful the way it's coming out. might want to come in here with a small brush, maybe get some crevices, but you need to be careful with any splash. After you make that a brush, it doesn't splash, because this is wood stain, and as the name suggests, it will stain on your hands, your clothes, everywhere really. Just add a layer there, and I'm going to let it sit and dry a bit. You can see that difference in that color. Again, this is provincial. You may want darker or lighter, but it's just the way it stands out. I thought it was important to let it dry upside down, so in case any excess stain I applied here wouldn't drip on to the skull. So right now I have it on the points, on the 2 points. This way everything will dry evenly and it won't drip. And if I need to, the only 2 key areas that I would need to reapply to would be the 2 drops if they faded, because I was leaning in on them. And there you have it. Took the finest deadhead, natural bone color, washed it out, bleached, stained the antlers, wind up hanging them from the base of the skull. Great project, great find. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. See you guys soon. Take care.